Hello everyone and welcome back to the final. It's even Stevens. Fnatic managed to win on Cobble. They took each other's maps away and now we go into the decider. It's been explosive. We can't believe what we're seeing on the analysis desk, but now there must be a winner. Who's it going to be, guys?
Well, I mean, obviously the great thing is they took each other's maps. It's gone back and forth. This one was a good win by Fnatic, but the map we're going into now, I mean, this is the one where it's the dream map to see, right? This is the one you want to see. This is the one where it was the upset map at the major, so now it really is one map for the 100,000.
Yep. What do you think, guys? I'll ask you. Are we going to see Luminosity nick it? I mean, I know you don't want to keep predicting.
No, but I think just Thorin is right. I mean, this is the map for the fairy tale to become true. I mean, they've been envious. Yeah, I mean, Inferno is the best way for them to do it.
Yeah. Well, look. I know Yanko was analysing the last map and picked out clips. He loves it, guys, honestly. A beautiful mind. But let's talk about some of the things you observed in that, because Fnatic got off to a very good start, looked like they were going to get away, and then sort of Luminosity started coming back into it.
Yeah, so quite the opposite happened in this map. Fnatic was the one to get a good start after losing the pistol. They won the second round. Here we see Luminosity, after they lost long control. First, actually, while he was retreating, he smoked off the long area, and the way he moved, like, barely escaped the Fnatic players. Then him and Taco went back to do this boost, and yeah, we saw the kills and everything. Here, the Fnatic players, what they should have done, you see the guy in danger right now that's shooting, he's gonna die last. He should have pushed earlier to danger, because in a, you know, when you run into a setup like this, there is a chance that the player is gonna be boosted up there, that they're gonna have some sort of a setup. By going with these three players that early and no one coming in from the other side, you limit yourself to only coming from one passage, one angle, and that's how you get, you know, destroyed by a setup like this. If it was like you want to go from two sides at the same time, so both players have duels rather than they can both focus on one side.
What did you notice, Menik, about the sort of Fnatic start and Luminosity's mini comeback?
Well, I think it was a classic Fnatic cobblestone. One of the things that makes them extremely difficult to play against is that 9 out of 10 rounds, you know they will finish on B, but you never know how, you never know what timing they will use. I mean, they could smoke directly. Olaf obviously goes through the smoke, goes for the first kill. They could make some presence, back off, and then come back again. So as a city, if you end up like giving away the plateau, you are exposing yourself to many different B tactics. And this is for me why Fnatic had such a good T side. Because sometimes Olaf was just picking the kill, sometimes they would come at like 30 seconds at the end of the round. So if LG is not able to block this area, that helps Fnatic developing their game.
Well, it's been like old El Paso here, because we've been on Taco Watch. We got another clip of him. Talk us through this one, Yank.
Yeah, this is towards the end of the half. So again, LG has problems stringing a couple of rounds together. They decide to switch things up. A very cool smoke. They want to take control of B platform. Taco is also flashed in. He kills two guys, even stands in the Molotov, survives that, then pushes even more forward with the USP. Now you will see it from his point of view. This is just to demonstrate how LG, you know, we talked about it throughout the whole tournament. They always try to adapt, think of some new things they can do on their city sides if things initially aren't working. What Maniac just pointed out, on Fnatic's T side, it was just a grind. You know, you could never, they didn't execute some, you know, crazy strats, smoke strats. It was mostly basic stuff, great individual play, good timings, and yeah, coming into the second half, they win the pistol, got up to 12-6, and just the same story as on Train, you know, Fnatic gets two amazing starts on both halves, and it's really hard to come back from that.
Now, Duncan, we've been sort of highlighting players over the course of the final. I think Taco, who hasn't really been in it, overall, had some pretty good moments in the finals. Good time for him to sort of, you know, find some form and step up his level of play. What have you made of it?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that makes this like a miracle run, because it's not just, like, it'd be one thing, okay, if Cold Zero was just dropping 35 every game, you're like, right, he's just carrying them on. Or if FNX came in and he'd been having great performances, it's like, literally at this point, to get this far when you're an underdog team, everyone has to have done something. And now it's Taco's time. Now he's coming in with these crazy pushings through smokes. We saw the one he had obviously on Train as well. He's even had like a bunch of times where he's won aim duels against some of the best aimers in the world. The whole point of this Fnatic lineup is now they've gone for the super skilled lineup, and yet actually some of the battles are being won by the Brazilians here. So, I mean, the way it's going at the moment, it's either going to end up as like the best miracle run ever, and we'll look back like, wow, somehow everything just came together that one tournament, or it's going to end up crazy, and this actually might be like a top 5 team in the world.
Yeah.
It's got to be one of the two in the end.
And of course, I mean, we're talking a lot about Luminosity, but Fnatic did win the map. Who stood out for you from Fnatic? Who was stepping up and sort of dragging them back into this final?
I think it's very difficult to just name a player. I mean, they were just like overall better than Luminosity on the map. I would probably say Olofmeister had very great openings on the B, but this is just routine from Olofmeister, of course. But yeah, just a global team effort, overall better performance in my perspective.
Yeah, definitely. When if you look at the scoreboard, although I don't like looking at stats that much, but everyone was, I think, 3 kills away from each other on the Fnatic team, so it does tell a story for itself. Coming into this whole match, I predicted that Fallen has to step up. He's been the top fragging player on Luminosity in the first 2 maps, but I feel coming into Inferno, he's not the one that has to be the most relevant because of the structure of the map and so on. I feel that it's gonna be FNX or maybe, you know, Cold Zera, because as Duncan pointed out, it's gonna come down to a lot of clutch rounds, especially on Luminosity's T side, because when you have players as skilled as Fnatic's players, they're always gonna take down 1 or 2 players with them when they're defending a bomb site. So if Luminosity is to win this, those players who are left last standing, they need to step up and win those clutch rounds.
Well, we've talked about clutch rounds. Now, ordinarily, I mean, we had the sort of second half of Fnatic's era being called the Miracle era because they kept constantly clutching. Even Pronax, when he was in the team, seemed to be capable of making these 1v2s, 1v3s. Now, the person you can usually rely on for a clutch is Flusher. But again, I don't think he's quite reconciled being an in-game leader and keeping his usual standard of play. He's been a bit off for me. What have you made of him?
Now, individually, his play certainly suffered when he's not under Pronax's leadership. Like, you've seen he's out of position sometimes. Obviously, maybe thinking about the team aspect, he can't just be thinking himself selfishly, because part of being a lurker actually is you just think to yourself, how do I maximize my efficiency? Like we often say, you essentially, lurker is professional beta. You're just a really good beta who actually manages to make something of it rather than exploit his team. So that doesn't really fit with being the in-game leader in that sense. You need to be in among the action, directing other people.
Could end up like a happy.
Yeah, exactly, out of the tournament. Now, the thing as well that'll be interesting about this map, the other reason why this is the perfect storyline, if Luminosity can win it, is if they can really win a tournament, not only come from 0-16, win $100,000, but if they can beat Envious deciding map Inferno, if they can beat deciding map Inferno TSM, if they can beat Fnatic deciding map Inferno, these are like the best Inferno teams in the world, so that would be the most ridiculous storyline ever. Unfortunately, I feel like this is where the Cinderella moment starts.
Is this where they turn into the pumpkin again?
Yeah, and this is where I feel like you get the big CT half from Fnatic and it kind of just deflates the storyline a bit.
Well, look, guys, that's all the time we've got, so we're going to watch it. I might even sit in the crowd. This is jumping. Thanks a lot for that, guys. Anyway, without any further ado, we need to get back to James and Dan. This is going to be the final. Please show your appreciation for Fnatic and Luminosity. It's going to be Inferno. Take it away, gentlemen.
Thank you, Richard. So, the final map of this grand final, and I really do think this is a perfect map between these two teams. They've both demonstrated that they're very capable on this team. Obviously, Fnatic with a history on Inferno, a very storied history in CSGO, and Luminosity with a recent history, beating Fnatic at the Major, beating TSM this weekend.
And when they beat Fnatic at the Major, they did it in the most ridiculous way. They managed to win a full Glock eco on the T side against Fnatic, who had a 4-buy. It was ridiculous. It was one of the most ridiculous Inferno matches you could ever ask for. And these guys are always just pulling out like magical Inferno after magical Inferno, as Florian was pointing out. It would really complete the storyline for them to do it here in this moment that matters the most out of all of them. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what the hell is going to happen in this match, because it's impossible to predict.
The Faceit 2015 season finale will come down to this final map between those 10 players. Inferno, Luminosity will be starting on the favored side, the CT side. At the Major, we saw incredible performances from Cold Zera again, as you mentioned, that Glock Eco.
Yeah.
Picking up an M4, slaughtering the entire team. Again, make some noise for these two teams. It's coming down to this.
Here we go, pistol round on Inferno. Now, it's Fnatic with a single Molotov on Flusher, a few Kevlars, and Crim's also with some nades. So there is certainly a plan here, and it looks like the plan is initially at least, towards the A side. And they have gotten very close to this A bomb side already with no peaks from Luminosity. They're not playing very passively, but now we have the full Fnatic lineup marching their way through towards the arch side, and already lots of frags starting to appear as FNX gets the first one onto JW, defending the arch side. Fur trying to pick people off from Pit, but Crims coming in from the side, unbeknownst to Fur, and now LG need to get something done here. They need to stop the plant from happening at the very least, and they are managing to make that happen. It's all on Crims and Flusher in this position. The bomb is far away, but Crims with a backstab there. Can he make the second frag to Cold? Can he get the frag? No, Cold will take him down. And Flusher as well in the effort will also fall. Luminosity winning yet another pistol round.
Yeah, that was really important play from Luminosity towards Arch. They basically chose to play in the Arch as opposed towards Library, etc., allowing Fnatic to make it onto the site. But the fact that FNX stayed alive in that position basically crushed a lot of the area for plants to be had. And with a player still in apps as well, made it super hard to get the bomb down for Fnatic. So they're going to be in a difficult situation. Going for the force straight away. Luminosity will continue with the traditional setup here. 2 towards B, 3 towards the A sites here. Oh, I just got informed by production. Fnatic won the knife and chose the T side on the final map, Dan.
Very interesting. They've actually been doing that. It's been a trend that's started to pop up from them for a while on various maps like Cash as well. But hey, we do see 4 SMGs here for Luminosity, 4 MP7s looking to make the money as Luminosity wait patiently for the Fnatic push. They yet to know where it is, but I think a bit of information there is going towards Luminosity. Will they rotate the guy from Arch side? There's only 2 players here for LG over towards the B-bomb side for now, but Fnatic will reposition themselves, remaneuver themselves up to middle to rejoin Olofmeister.
Yeah, Olofmeister trying to get the final frag. It could go either way, but first going to have the pre-fire. Olofmeister's going to run straight into the cold steel and get taken down. Importantly first, still alive for now. These MP7s making some change for the CT side. But again, moving into passive positions, not allowing these guns to be picked up, although Crims will pick up an MP7 eventually. There is a CT on the site found by JW. The plant may be possible now. If he can get one more frag here towards the apps position. He's going to have to rotate while he goes for a reload. Coming in from the back, and he's going to get the frag. Now it's JW versus 2. The bomb is down, however. He's picked up an M4, but he's only got 7 HP.
7 points of health. That is essentially you just breathe on him and he's just going to fall over and die. And there's no time either, so looks like he's going to go for the save, which is very awesome actually, considering that he does have also a flash as well as the M4 Kevlar and a helmet. Fallen is looking for Aaron JW, but he won't be able to find him in time. JW will save that weapon into the next round. But of course, it is a very precarious spot here for Fnatic, but getting so much damage onto Luminosity is certainly going to be helping them out greatly in the future, as the economy is definitely impacted for Fnatic.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is quite unprecedented. Like, often you'll see teams start on the less favored side on the first map of a best of 3, almost as a warm-up, but start on the T side of Inferno on the final map of an entire tournament.
Yeah, it's you're putting a lot of pressure on there, so Fnatic must just feel much more comfortable on their T sides, and it's going to be Fur who gets the first peek into middle, and again, Fnatic with the full save despite the M4 that was saved, just being picked up now by Dennis, but no players remaining on Fnatic have any Kevlar, and they're being shut down. Great standard defensive setups coming in from Luminosity. However, they will lose a player in apartments, so extra damage here for Fnatic, but the expectation is not high.
Yeah, so Luminosity know where the M4 was recently, and Fallen's going to make a play on this and try and get a bit aggressive, see what's going on down towards B while he can. But he's got to be careful, playing that similar position where he got AWPs recently, but again, they will expect to only be against the one gun here. That said, he only has an MP7 in play. That said, none of the remaining Fnatic players have any armor. So they will be, it will be a case of death by paper cuts if they run into the wrong angle. Teams are going to opt to choose a push up mid with 2 players. Flusher moving through apps with the bomb. We'll see if they can get a plant, see if they can pull a rotation, but FNX is still in the pit despite these frags coming in. 2 versus 2 now. Things are getting quite sticky for Luminosity, and Molotov down into the pit as well.
Dennis, he's got 3 frags. He's going to take excellent damage there from FNX. It's Flusher now who goes down. Dennis tries to get it done. How on earth has he made this happen? Dennis with 4 kills. He's only got 15 seconds left, and he will finally be eliminated. But what on earth is this? The new addition to the team, picking off 4 players with an M4 and no Kevlar.
This is a little bit nerve-wracking for Luminosity. Things are just beginning. They've survived the test, but it's been expensive. They're going to have to dig deep into their bankroll to get the full buyout in this round. And if if they are going to play like that versus one gun, say from the previous round, then who knows what Fnatic are capable of on their T side. Maybe they have a surprise in store for us. Again, they did choose to start on the less favored side here, on a lopsided map like Inferno. So going for the initial map control, going to be smoked off top Banana for now. We saw crazy pushes in this position today on this map, although Fnatic don't seem likely to do as such just yet.
Yeah, it's a very tentative beginning as we see Fnatic just starting off with some basic map control. However, Luminosity intend to deny any banana control. We can see Fallen there, putting in some bullets, finding some information, but their limited stock of utility is all but run out. So they have to go to more passive positions, and this gives Fnatic a lot of space to work with on the map. As we can see, olofmeister moving in towards the apartments, JW peeking towards Arch side, and Fnatic can go to either bomb side at this point. They've left their options well and truly open, but there's 45 seconds left, and the time to make a call is very soon.
Double short play could absolutely wreck Fnatic, but they've gone for the shoulder peek and found the information, but not going to find the frags. Fer getting the first one, going to move back with his teammate into position, but olofmeister coming through Apps with 2 frags there to cause big problems for the Luminosity side. 2-man rotation, and that's an open A bomb site now for Fnatic. Smoke going down, and I think we're going to see our first round on the board here, unless Luminosity can do something absolutely crazy here.
It is cold, it is Fallen left alive to try to coordinate a retake, but the smoke being down is a very huge problem. JW now eliminating one of the 2 remaining players for Luminosity. In comes Fallen though, and flushes the first test that he's going to have to try and overcome. But Flusher's going to make it happen through the smoke. And there you go. Fnatic picking up the first round on their T side, and Luminosity are very, very broke.
Indeed, one can only imagine what the chat was saying to that shot. Well, there we go, olofmeister with an important flank. 3 players, nobody paying attention to Apps, and it was the downfall of the Luminosity side. The ship is leaking at the moment, but can they plug the holes before they go underwater down?
Well, we will see. First things first, we'll get the economy righted again, and they're going to do so by investing in almost nothing in this round, just a CZ, and that's about it. So, I mean, what they really need to try to get done is a couple of frags. That would be fantastic. That is more or less the best case that you can expect. It's a pretty savage nade there, but Tanko's not going to take all too much damage, actually, as he waits for somebody to poke their head as they move into the apartments. FNX will spot a few players there from Fnatic, but Fnatic, all they have to do is move together and trade, and they should win the round pretty easily. There is just too much in the way of weaponry, grenades, and Kevlar here for the Swedish side.
Safety in numbers, like thugs outside the chicken shop. Fnatic are moving into the A site. Bombs should go down shortly. So far, so good. olofmeister getting some money-making frags with that Mach 10. We'll see how many more he can pick up. The rest of his team are on the rifles. So, what is the play from Luminosity here? They've kind of got him surrounded, trying to get some exit frags, perhaps not going their way just yet. Again, they don't have much to fight with. The 5-7 a CZ, the main weapons here for the CTs, but they're not going to pick up anything. Not yet. Cold going down as well, leaving Fer with the CZ. And he will be taken down. A clean round for Fnatic. Big money coming in. And momentum as well.
Yeah, that round was cleaner than an emergency room, James. That was clinical play from Fnatic, and that's the kind of stuff that you expect to see out of them. Good drills, good coordination. In a round where they can't really afford to lose anybody, this is a round, the opportunity you get as a team to play around where you can build the bank and have it go flawlessly in your favor, and that's what's going to happen for Fnatic, investing in their future. If things get sticky later on, they'll have more money to play with because of such a round. And now Luminosity on another save after being reset, and of course Fnatic hammering their economy all game, despite whatever they held, even if it was just a Kevlar-less rifle. Fnatic have been very scary and cold, getting in a few errant shots there down towards second middle, but not finding much in the way of damage, actually, as Fnatic once again go for another anti-eco, but this time towards B, and olofmeister lurking towards our side.
Indeed, the pilgrimage is coming into the B bomb site, and Fallen has been executed at the gates. So it's going to be a clean take of the site now, and again, olofmeister just looking to make that cash, make that paper for JW's piggyback. You see Fer coming in with the flank, but he's going to get taken down, so far so good. olofmeister finally gets finished off, and maybe Luminosity can make a bit of extra cash with that Mach 10 if they can put it in the right direction. But Fnatic are setting up to clear the path to glory following detonation of this bomb. You can see thesco coming in close, looking to make that P250 pay for itself, but the numbers are thinning for the CT side. They'll take 2 frags, and they will come back on the buy in the following round.
2 frags is okay. for Luminosity. It's not the end of the world just yet. They are keeping the economy of their opponents, Fnatic, honest. It's not getting too out of hand just yet, but it is just beginning to get there. So Luminosity definitely needs to put in a lot of damage, or at least win this round to stop Fnatic from getting into a position where the momentum could be unstoppable. We've got the AWP on Fallen. That's what we want to see from Luminosity. And FNX with a quick peek down middle just to see what's going on. And here it is, basic map control plays, and that is an excellent denial of position from Fallen onto Crims. Dennis is there, though, to take top banana. However, a one-man advantage now for Luminosity.
Olofmeister's holding things down in a mid position for the time being, but he's moving towards B as well. There is still a minute 20 on the clock here for Fnatic, so they don't need to commit just yet. And looking at their spread on banana, it seems they may be trying to bait out some counter grenades from Luminosity. Looking at what Luminosity have left in the bank, they've got a few smokes, a few flashbangs, a few molotovs, so they can still keep the choke points choked for a while yet. And Fnatic may find themselves short on time, or having to take risks once they choose to push aside here.
It looks like they're going for a similar play as to their anti-eco, sending Olofmeister towards Archlight potentially, get the harassment, delay rotation, and get the 3 versus 2 on the B bomb site. And indeed, that's what's happening. Dennis is the man as they smoke off the front of the bomb site here. Now the CTs are inside, don't know what's happening, they don't know how many players are there, or what exactly to expect. And you can see Fnatic just planting the smoke, waiting, just baiting, and look, they can actually see the tracer fire of the M4, and that's going to give away Cole's position. That's a beautiful play from Fnatic. Very creative stuff, but can they capitalize? Rotation is coming now for the CT side, as Fallen is lurking with the AWP. He won't get the shot though, almost gets it with the pistol, but Dennis in with 2, JW with 1, and now it's just 2 players in Taco and FNX to try to stop this on the retake. But JW has got something to say about that. Taco is down and out for the count. FNX now against 3 players.
Yeah, this is not going to be easy, and he doesn't really have an option to retreat in this situation, so forward he will go. He's up against 2 ops. He could do some big damage to the economy of the T's, and he knows that the economy's gone for his team once again. Fnatic looking to start the early remnants of a nasty lead here in the first half. You can see JW coming in all the way for the flank. Very nice read. He wants to wipe out the Luminosity side. Everything they have to offer here. And FNX is going to try and gamble on survival, but he will fail. Going down, Fnatic take 2 ops into the next round. And the CTs are in trouble there.
Yeah, you can see Fnatic are really starting to feel good, and their money is awesome. They're between 6.7k and 10k. That is enormous. Lots of security there for them to play with. They can start taking a lot of gambly strategies if they want to, but that said, their defaults haven't really been doing them any injustices. They've been doing excellent on rounds like that, so no need to mix it up.
You know what else is enormous, Dan? The trophy that one of these teams will lift in the middle of the stage after this map. Luminosity on the eco once more. Cold offering some Kevlar, some CZs coming out, the odd peak to 50. Again, the CT is going for that double peak there on Banana, on the B sides, in fact, that we saw on a previous match of Inferno, but doesn't look likely to bear any fruit as Fnatic are focusing on the A site for now. 2 players towards Arch on this occasion, just in case of a B split perhaps. Pop flash coming in, but a pre-fire from Dennis will do the damage.
Yeah, that was almost perfect timing, just almost, but not good enough. And Flusher, he's so cautious of this smoke. He knows exactly how people like to play this position. He'll spot Taco on the flank. And it looks like Fnatic have all bases covered in this round. They look quite strong indeed. Another smoke onto Archside to make this impossible for Luminosity to push into any forward positions. And instead, they'll just try and get some exit kills to do some outside economic damage towards Fnatic. But Fnatic looks so damn solid at the moment.
Luminosity know they cannot afford to lose pretty much any more CT rounds after this one. You have to wonder if the nerves are going to start kicking in again. They've had Nerves of Steel for so long, but can they continue it? Can they pick up any weapons, in fact, going on into the next round? Crims pops out, Crims gets wrecked by the 5-7, and the AK will be stolen by Taco.
And daylight robbery there. A couple guns picked up, that's going to be really nice. Actually, it's Cold not going to be able to pick up a weapon, interesting. Either way, at least one weapon was taken by Taco, the AK, or back onto Fallen. Selection of M4s and full utility for Luminosity, and I don't think that they've seen that properly before, so hopefully they are thinking that they can start to get some more map control out of this, because Fnatic have really been bullying them because they've not had enough smokes and incendiaries to play with. This round could make the difference though for Luminosity. But if Fnatic win this one, things start to get really out of hand here for the CT side of Luminosity. And Fnatic opening it up with the defaults again, but Fallen might just be a bit of a surprise. And yes, gets the kill onto Dennis. He's got support as well, and he's staying deep on apartments.
Yeah, that support's really, really important. We saw that adjustment from Fnatic a long time ago, but it could be a 2-man spray down again for Olofmeister. He's coming in to bait the up, and he's going to get a punish. Olofmeister in the apps is absolutely wrecking Luminosity here. We need to go back into the game. 2 versus 4 now. The CTs are being annihilated. They cannot afford to lose these rounds, Dan. Fnatic have 5 of 8 T rounds already on one of the more lopsided maps. They chose the T side, and they are destroying Luminosity round by round.
Absolutely. It's such a game of money when it comes to playing a strong CT side. And Luminosity, this was their one round where they really had a super strong setup on the smokes, the incendiaries, the AWP on fall and everything. But they just got wrecked there in apartments. They took a massive gamble. And in some of the past matches, they had a really good timing on these kinds of gambles. But this time, Olofmeister just coming in from the side was too much to handle. Now Fnatic are in a really sick position. Now, can they save these weapons even? We've got Crims moving in here, and the tactical timeout's going to be called in. Crims will find a player, but he will go down to cold. And the weapon will be switched away. And the tactical timeout is live for Luminosity to try to figure out what the hell to do right now, because Fnatic are walking all over them.
Luminosity will have a buy coming in, but look at this. Every time they take a gamble, the gamble is called a gamble because it leaves a risk. It leaves a gap in the defenses somehow. And Olofmeister's always the one slipping in and causing absolute havoc. The Trojan horse rolling in, you know, it's a nice little pony, then out comes Olofmeister with an AK-47, and half your team is dead. 6-3 on the T side for Fnatic. Luminosity know that they are in deep waters here.
Yeah, absolutely. The buy will come in from them. But once again, will they go with the gambling play? Will they start to play more default? It's hard to really say at this stage. Fnatic are such a solid team on this map. They can play such a tight positional game in the early stages when they're just taking basic map control. They can get so many edges when they're pushing up Banana, trying to win that battle against the CTs. Do Luminosity invest heavily in taking away Banana, trying to get an early frag, then fall back? Or do they just play hyper passively now? There are a lot of options for them to play with. But the problem is that Fnatic are, as you said, are already in this territory now where they are getting too many T rounds.
Yeah, one of the problems for Luminosity is they're trying to stop Fnatic from imposing their will, from controlling the round. And that's why these risks are coming in. But again, Olofmeister is just, he's the kryptonite. He's the Antichrist, Dan. He's just everything they don't want, they don't need. And those 2 multiple man spray downs he's done across those different rounds has had a humongous impact on the Luminosity economy. It's the domino, locking everything else down. So again, they will be on the buy, but is it too late? I mean, Fnatic have 6 rounds already out of 9 on the T side. That is massive.
Yeah, I mean, Luminosity, for any comfort, they're going to have to take all the rest of the remaining 6 rounds. And if they get, you know, that 9-6, 8-7 scoreline, that's fine, that's okay. That's pretty all right. They'll give themselves a good chance going to the next half. But anything short of that, and you are very, very worried. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the result will be of this tactical pause, what they'll actually end up going with.
Even if it ends up being a less than stellar half for them. We've seen what they can do on the T side. We've seen them come back from adversity, from Glock just having stock Glocks and winning rounds against this very team. So never count them out. I mean, that's been the story of them this entire weekend.
I was just going to say exactly that. And this is the last hurdle. They know it. You can't fail at the sprint right at the end. And that's where they are at this point in time.
There you go. See the aggressive smoke down Banana. They're taking control of it. 2-man push. They want to stop half the map from being accessed by the Swedes for most of the round. And they've started off well. They will be aware of the potential plant pot boost, which is where Crims is standing. You can see Fallen's aiming for it already.
Yeah, this is really interesting at the moment because Fallen's actually been left there by himself. And Fnatic have 4 players still by that smoke, and indeed they're going to start challenging the position. How fast will they go? Can Fallen, can he get to safety in time? Barely escaping there with his life. He'll spot the 4 players quickly oncoming. Of course they're going through straight through the smoke. Dennis is going to find that position of Fallen, completely wreck him on the bomb site. 2 players down immediately right now. FNX, he needs to stop this. He'll get a single frag, but can he hold on to this area? Construction. This is a very important area for him to take, and that's it. Olofmeister shuts him down, and now there's nowhere to retake the bomb site from. First going to eliminate Flusher by Banana, but to move through this choke point against 3 players, it's going to be nigh on impossible, and they realize that, so they're going to have to back away.
Fnatic are reading Luminosity like a picture book. No words needed, just guns through that smoke. They knew what the smoke meant. They knew there was a fair chance of only 1 person being there. They made the correct read. Fallen took too long with the smoke in fairness. He was taking a gamble even then. It's like, can I hold on to this smoke? Can I hold on to this smoke? He should have just got it down and got the hell out of there. And again, another round on the board for Fnatic. And every time that counter goes up on the Swedish side, you have to wonder, what chance do Luminosity have going forward into the second half? They've only got 3 rounds from 10 on the board right now, Dan.
Yeah, it's looking quite grim indeed. And that's such a cool gamble as well, because typically a team won't be the first response to deep banana play that usually a T side will make. But if Fnatic have this position where they can just do whatever they want because they've got a round buffer to give them security to take big risks, and boom, it paid off massively in that round. And now it's going to be a story of adversity indeed for Luminosity.
Fer had a really good spawn actually to make it all the way into apps if he wanted to and go for a pick on balcony or something. He chose to just use it to get the grenade down, which has taken half of JW's life away. But again, JW has the AWP, only needs to pull the trigger once, and that is going to be that for you.
And now we're back to a very passive round from Luminosity. They do have a decent selection of grenades to work with, and Fnatic not applying too much pressure. Usually you'd expect a little bit more pressure to get more grenades out of the hands of the CT, so that when the T side moves on to a bomb site eventually for an execute, there's less grenades to defend with for the CT side. But so far, Fnatic are playing it quite chill, very slow pace. Olofmeister making a bit of noise in apartments.
The clip clops down.
Yep, and Luminosity know that they have banana as well. So again, Fnatic with that very, very default situation, they can go either towards A, they can go back towards B. Everything is possible for Fnatic right now. It's just about making the call, and there's 35 seconds left now, so that call's going to come soon. And here it is. They're going to start to break these positions.
Well, we'll see if the side can hold here. They're still looking towards B bomb site. Are they going to go for the split? Indeed, they are going to go for the split. Now we'll see if Flush is going to go for the push here towards B bomb site. We've got Fallen holding things down, but he's going to get taken down straight away in a trade. And the bomb still needs to make it to the site. Cold is in position, and there's almost 10 seconds for the bomb to go down. He could still crush the round for his team. There's only a one-man spray on this occasion. Fnatic though, coming in with another frag. The bomb's getting planted close left. Flush are going to hold things down. Just Taco remaining versus 2.
This is it. This is the moment right now where Taco needs to get the clutch. If ever there was an important moment for his team, it's this one in this tournament. As he goes in right now, there's 2 players to find. One by the new boxes and one behind the cores. He's going to spot one, but when will the other player peek? Taco's trying to expect it, but look at this. JW's not peeking at all. Taco, he can't find JW. Finally, JW goes for the peek. Taco trying to find his position, but he is getting toyed with. Great stuff from JW. Such smart and composed play from the dedicated sniper of Fnatic, and that's going to be another round for Fnatic. My goodness, this is not looking good for Luminosity. It seems like nothing is going their way at this point.
Solid teamwork there from Fnatic at the very end, and the great play with the split as well. The clock ticking down, pulling the rotation, isolating a player in CT spawn, leaving only one over towards B bomb site, and then the 2-man play on the site as well. So Luminosity, you have to wonder if their will is starting to wither. Look at the frag there, Fallen going down. He's going to be wondering what just happened there. Shot in the elbow, Dan.
Absolutely, and here is a push, a desperation play, and Dennis can smell desperation all day. Fer goes down, and that's going to be 3 players left now for Luminosity, and what on earth are they going to do with this? We've got Taco just tossing in a grenade there and falling back. They have to go for a gamble in this position, stack 3 players on the bomb site, and if the T's go there, you can try to have a good defense. If they go to the other side, just save, because right now they need to keep that AWP alive. FNX is currently hanging on to it, and indeed Taco's reinforcing the A site. But Fnatic, they're taking their sweet time about it in this round. Some cursory spray through the smoke, but that's going to give Taco's position away towards Arch side as he decides to fall back towards B. And I feel sorry for FNX right now because he's got 5 players encroaching upon his bomb site, but he's got the AWP. Can he make some damage happen here?
Oh, he has been deserted, Dan. They've left him on the boat on his own, and the boat is sinking. The boat has sunk. The site has taken, and Luminosity will sacrifice him to try and survive another Winter, Dan. But it's going to be 9-3. Winter is not coming. Winter is here.
I'm really surprised that they didn't just take 3 players to the B or the A bomb site there, because we can see that, you know, if he does get challenged by 5 players, because in a 5 versus 3, Fnatic will almost always attack the bomb site with just all 5 players, because they know they have such a strong advantage on the trades. So it would have been really nice for Luminosity to take the AWP into the next round. But now things get really, really grim. They're going to be down 9-6. Fnatic have won so many rounds in a row at this point. In fact, they've won 9 rounds in a row at this point.
All the rounds.
All of the rounds.
Yeah, well, again, you have to believe that Luminosity can still put up a fight no matter what happens in one half. We've seen them on the brink many times. And this may be the final one. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. 6-round deficit on their CT side. Do you get some matches of Inferno where the expected scores are pretty much reversed, and it could go both ways, but with only 3 rounds on the board, if they lose the pistol, for example, then who knows what happens?
Absolutely. And we do have the AWP on JW still. But this time, Fallen, it's not going to be on the AWP. The money is too stretched, too scarce. And we will have Fnatic looking for some pressure, perhaps just a straight-up push. And indeed, there come the grenades into the B-bomb site. Mixing up the pace here. Cole is going to drop Dennis immediately. There's the second frag from Cole. He'll get eliminated finally, but there's still one more player in the bomb site, and the bomb is down in front of the smoke there. But Fallen doesn't have a good vision onto that bomb, and it will be picked up. 2 players left here for Fnatic in this 2 versus 4. As long as Fallen can hold on to that position and wait for his teammates, Luminosity should be good here for the retake.
Indeed, Luminosity resorting to the gimmicks. The happy strats coming out, which has got them the frags, but they've lost the bomb site, so we'll see 2 versus 4, and Luminosity will patiently wait for the bomb to go down, and indeed it has been deployed, and the retake will begin. A few nades coming in, but Fnatic's going to get caught with a nade in his hand. JW, can he get any more? He's got his teammates in pull, but Crimson's going to get taken down. JW versus 3 now, not much cover, and he will fall. Luminosity surviving with 3 players, pick up an AWP, and finally get another round on the board after 9 rounds of adversity.
But the ridiculous thing as well is that Fnatic, their money is ridiculously big. They have so much cash in the bank at the moment. It's really crazy because that just goes to show that Luminosity in a lot of these CT rounds haven't even been making that many frags. And that's been the story of this one. The defenses have just been circumvented so easily by Fnatic in so many of these rounds. So Luminosity looking to find some consistency to the opening. They're back on almost the ideal setup amount of utility with the AWP on Fallen. Can they make it happen this time? They are playing 4 players towards A more or less straight away, and JW is rushing up onto the angle. He'll miss the first shot, as Fnatic will make their presence felt up middle.
If you could describe Fnatic's play in one word, confidence. JW doesn't care about smokes. He doesn't care about Molotovs. He wants to run and shoot you in the face. It's like free-for-all deathmatch for him, even when it's grand finals. No frags for either team just yet. We'll see if Luminosity could hold on to the apps again. Olaf Meister, who's been a bane for them, is lurking once more.
Look at this, we've got Taco and Fallen there, hand in hand towards that library side, and it does really seem like Fnatic want to get this heavy pressure on our side, maybe even go through the CT spawn, but the bomb is actually still on the ground, interestingly, towards middle, so keeping their double back options alive are Fnatic at the moment, trying to bait out a pick, bait out rotation, expose these counter-terrorist players of Luminosity. Fnatic toying with them, but finally they'll make their move. Or will they? Just teasing.
Luminosity have no idea what's going on. Look how passive their positions are. 2 players on site, 1 in CT spawn. They have no idea where the push is coming. Maybe making a read. There's a slow walk towards the B bomb site. Finally, it's going to be A again. We've got trades coming on short. 4 versus 3 in favor of the CTs, but they're going to go down. There's a bit of a team kill now. Olaf Meister getting killed by Dennis. 2 versus 3, bomb getting planted.
That is a massive team kill right there. Maybe there's still hope alive here for the Brazilians. Great nade sailing into first position. Critical damage done, but still, the positioning is with Fnatic, even though they're down a man, but no grenades to play with. They've got to get it done with the shots, and Cole is going to take down Dennis. He is vanquished now, leaving just Crims. 1 versus 3 in this pit position, and in comes Fur and Fallen, and there it is. We'll get the round there for Luminosity. They'll string 2 together, but still, it's looking very, very difficult. Fnatic always seem to be finding favorable positions. If not for that team kill, who knows what would have happened.
If Luminosity can take this last round, maybe they also take some momentum with them into the second half. Maybe they can be rejuvenated, re-energized. They will have to wait and see. Again, maybe a little bit too eager to kill that player. Gonna get a bit of a team kill coming in. Or maybe they're just celebrating early, firing the AKs. 1 round left in the first half. AWP onto both teams, Fallen with an early frag onto JW.
Big stuff there. That's going to be really nice for Luminosity. It's not often that they've actually gained a fast advantage early into the round. But the question is, will they get greedy? Will they actually overplay their hand at this point, overplay the advantage? Or will they let Fnatic sit in the despair of having 1 player already being eliminated early here? Because Fnatic do need to make a play into some positioning, and Fallen might just be able to make this 1-man advantage into a 2-man advantage. Here could come the flash and then the peek. There it is. The flash is in. Fallen gets the shot. He goes in for more, and he actually gets the tag Dennis on 1 HP. What a play here from Fallen. This guy is so brave, and he is delivering for Luminosity.
50 seconds remaining, 4 versus 3. We know Fnatic are capable of doing great work. olofmeister is still lurking, but he's going to get shot in the back of the head. 5 versus 2 now, and Luminosity looking good for this final round. Crim's missing the shot there, so nothing going Fnatic's way in this round. 40 seconds remaining. Molotov's coming in. There are still more nades on these CTs as well. Counter flashes. The whole shebang, the kitchen sink that. 2 versus 5. The flank coming in from 2 players as well, so Fnatic soon to be executed, surely.
As Crim's with the AWP, and this is going to be hard to make this one work. Dennis on 1 HP. What can they really expect? Well, Cold to spray down 2 players, and that's the end of that. 6-9. Luminosity managing to find something in the last few rounds, giving themselves a chance into this T side. But again, unless you start off with the pistol round win, it's going to be very difficult, because this map is not really T-sided unless the CTs have a bad economy.
Well, we will see if Luminosity's strats are strong enough to break the economy of Fnatic, as their economy was broken. This match is going to resume in about 3 seconds, so the pressure will rise for both these teams. Luminosity closing the gap towards the end of the half there.
Absolutely. This is going to be really cool to see how Fnatic decide to approach this round. Same for Luminosity, because Fnatic, they can't feel too comfortable. They don't really have a position where they can take any crazy risks. They got to rely on strong basics and just to keep their composure within that. Luminosity, what kind of pistol round will they go with? It's all about closing the distance with those Glocks and keeping yourself out of those ranges where those USPs, the stock pistol of the CTs is favorable against your Glocks. So see Luminosity creeping here. Flusher looking for a quick pop, but he's not going to find it just yet. Still toying with this angle. This is very dangerous. He's finally going to fall back, but Luminosity not really giving away too much just yet.
Fallen has a smoke and a flash. We'll have to see if he can use it to good effect here for his team. They're slowly creeping back down mid towards the B bomb site. We've got Flusher in position for a rotation. Crim's currently in CT spawn, and those Glock sounds will bring him back to the site. So indeed, it looks like it's going to be a fake now from Luminosity as the bomb is headed towards Apps on A, where there are still 3 people holding.
This is making things quite complicated. This is a very, very tricky situation that Luminosity are going with. And we do have a rotation beginning to happen here. Flusher floating towards the B bomb site. That bomb is just waiting there at the bottom of apartments. Will they figure this out here? They need to sell this by taking some kills, but they get completely destroyed there on the B bomb site. However, the A site is up for grabs, but they've got to get the bomb down and win a 2 versus 5. Is that even possible in this situation? Fnatic are rushing into position. Fer, he doesn't fear anything. He's going straight in there. The most exposed position here. He'll take the first frag, but that's it. Gets shut down immediately by Flusher. And now Cold has to defend against 4 oncoming players. It's not going to happen. My goodness. Luminosity really made that complicated, and I fear that that play could have cost them dearly.
We'll have to see what they opt to do. They just didn't get the frags towards the B bomb site. They pulled out a beautiful rotation, but no kills to be had there. I don't think they did any damage either.
Yeah.
They haven't bought in this round. They're going to have a 5 Glock push, or starting to pick up some pistols. Maybe going for a second bomb plant in this situation. We'll have to wait and see how good they do. So Dennis going to deploy the smoke to take control of Banana, and it's a fast push through second mid with that smoke. They could potentially, for example, throw it onto the truck where JW is standing, which would help their exit out of the door here. JW is going to have his teammates spot and come in with the UMP and the Molotov. It's another barbecue potentially, but Luminosity are moving away from it. No Argentine stakes today.
Absolutely. Quick frag coming in from FNX though, but how much more damage can they really expect to pull off in this round against the superior weaponry of their opposition? And it's just going to be 1 in the end there as olofmeister goes down. But that was fine. I mean, Luminosity, they got the bomb plant on the pistol round despite losing it, so that is going to allow them the 3rd round AK buy, although because they invested in a couple pistols there, to have grenades as well. They are opting to have an MP7 and a couple Galils in the mix, but they do have good firepower here going in against Fnatic. Fnatic, they do have full helmets, so these Galils and the MP7, it will be a little bit harder to make the frags than if they opted to stay without the helmet. And Luminosity look to be going maybe fast up middle here with this this play.
I would be fearing that P90 Flusher is holding JW as well. That could be a nasty setup, but Flusher's forced to move back. Dennis going down straight away. JW's going to come in with the M4 and hold down Arch for the time being, but Flush has gone down as well. No P90 kills for him. Cold with the flank onto JW. So far, so good for the Brazilian side. 2 players remain here, but they've thinned it out to a 2 versus 3. Taco's heavily tagged as well, and Fur hasn't got much going on either. 2 gonna go down. Taco 11 HP versus 2. The bomb hasn't been planted just yet, I don't think. So this is not going to be easy for him. If he tries to pick up a gun, it will reveal his position once the other gun hits the floor. So lots of tough decisions to be made here for Taco.
Yeah, this is awful. He's only got an MP7 as well, and 2 players very healthy with helmets as well. So it looks like Fnatic are in an awesome position here, both peaking at the same time. And they saved that round thanks to Olofmeister and Crims. The deadly duo from the B-bomb site coming in and sweeping up the situation, showing the rest of the team how it's done. And that should surely have been around here. Look, 3 players surviving. The bomb did not get planted because Olofmeister came in at the perfect timing there from Library side because the smoke was a little bit off.
Olofmeister is looking to increase sales of tissues by 400% in Brazil, the way he's playing against Luminosity at the moment. They're going to be on the eco once again after failing that buy. That's going to be a meaty nade as well. See if Olofmeister, no less, can take them to the butchers. There's 2, looking for more, running out of bullets for the M4, and he will do all his damage. So Crims has a big rotation coming in from his teammates, but he might not need them. 2 frags for him, only FNX remains now. He's picked up an M4.
Yep. It is straight to the abattoir for all of these Luminosity players, it would seem, courtesy of Fnatic special delivery. And we have that bomb down in the most horrible of positions. FNX is spraying through, just wanton spraying there. It's not going to accomplish all that much at this point. He's trapped by the flames that are spreading, but not quite enough to take down FNX. So at least he won't burn alive. And re-smoke there just to make life more difficult for FNX. He's just going to back away, realizing that this is pretty impossible, and he can actually try to rotate towards CT and actually be a bit sneaky if he really wants to, if he wants to get some more damage in, but he's going to opt for the full save of this weapon, it would seem.
Yeah, they can't afford damage at this point. They need to keep as much as they can. Fnatic moving to 13 points. FNX so close to being turned into kebab roulette, but he just about survived. Got a Molotov of his own, so he can take that into the next round. And there we go. We'll see what Luminosity can do. The window of opportunity, again, is being closed by 10 Swedish hands, round by round. Never count out Luminosity, though. Let's not forget what they did to Fnatic on this map, on this side, at the major.
Oh, yeah.
Next to nothing. They were given plastic spoons down to fight with, and they made it work.
Absolutely, yeah. I was about to say as well, it was actually the T side that was so scary from them, that they pulled out crazy magical results from. So we shall lie in wait to see what the response will be from the Brazilian side as they go for the full buy, and they haven't had many of those in this last map against Fnatic so far. Fnatic have kept them on the ropes economically for more or less the entire map, both sides. And Fnatic's money, considering the damage that's been done by Luminosity, is not too great. So all Luminosity have to do is win this round. This is a very important one right now because Fnatic would have to eco afterwards. So this is all to do. It's all to do here for Luminosity.
Yeah.
But this is the crucial point.
Even if they do this, though, there was a round on the T side, a great flag from JW, and I was going to say, there's a round on the T side where JW was bunny hopping sideways up mid while his teammates pop flashed him in. So even with the pistols, they're going to be up against it versus a team the strength of Fnatic. A great start for Fnatic, man advantage, firm control of Banana as well. Luminosity just sitting and waiting for these smokes to dissipate, and we'll have to see what they have to offer. Not many nades in the inventory either.
Yeah, and they need to go for positional plays, and that's what they're doing. Don't want to risk any more players going down to the pick-based battles. That could be up against JW in that situation, or players on Banana, but that said, they do have Banana control. JW looking for the peak, and there it is. He'll find the bomber. That bomb's down on the floor now, and he's going to stay out there looking for more players. He knows they're coming. He misses the shot. Somehow still alive, but not for much longer. Fur in with the kill. Trace coming in from Flusher, though, and all of a sudden, 1 versus 2 with 30 seconds left to play with. FNX needs to save the day for Luminosity.
And there's a smoke to deploy into that Molotov, and you're going to see it come in now, so he has got to go huge here. He's got 20 seconds to find 2 frags. Going to try and play with the Molotov. Gets the first one. Instant trade by Crims. Another round in the bag for Fnatic. Another failed buy from Luminosity.
Yep, and they've got to keep the buys going. They only have $4,000 on more or less every single player, but that's just enough to get the Kevlar, the AKs, and a selection of grenades. to work with. And Fnatic, with these early round advantages that they've been getting so consistently across both halves, it's really been ruining Luminosity. And JW, we can see he's starting to get so confident. And now it's going to be Olofmeister with the spawn. He's going to be going in there with the AWP peak, but he is smoked away. And Luminosity will use that smoke to cover some ground more safely. Fnatic playing 2 players towards Arch side, which does give the T side an opening towards quad. However, it can be quickly fixed as we'll see a rotation from Fnatic, a repositioning to make sure the ace bomb site is a bit safer, but they're playing very passively here. And they do have some banana control as well. So Fnatic, very solid opening. There's not many holes in this one. Luminosity will start to challenge for position though.
With 1 minute on the clock, and you can see banana being re-smoked, so their time is being wasted quite a lot. That Molotov will be deployed, but will not yield any significant results here for Luminosity. You're starting to move towards the B bomb site now as the clock starts to close in on 40. And indeed, Fnatic will resume their aggressive spot despite that earlier Molotov. You can see them still peeking towards mid as well, is Olofmeister with AWP. So, time will tell if Luminosity can avoid match points here.
Oh, they're never going to expect Crims. He goes in for the spray, but the response is great. Cold gets the kill onto Crims, and the floodgates are truly open on the B-bomb site. The smoke has been laid down, so the cover is there as Olofmeister rattles off shots through, but he does not find anything. Half health for all these players on Luminosity. 3 versus 3 as everybody goes to the back of the bomb site. This is going to be a tough hold, but Fnatic are actually going to back away here. Their money is actually atrocious.
Show me the money.
Let's have a look there, and indeed, this will actually allow them to force up in the next round, and that's a really big deal. Trying to deny Luminosity any free ones, as Fnatic can stay off the eco if they save here. And of course, with the money as it is on Luminosity, they're not too keen in losing any extra players either.
Indeed, the Brazilians have their backs to the wall. We'll see if it can raise their game to the levels they need to get back into this, because they now have a 7-round deficit. Fnatic with double the score of the Brazilian side, 2 rounds away from the glory, from the silverware, from the adulation, from the home crowd.
And that's the first round they've won on the T side now. Now, again, the force buy from Fnatic, but they don't have many grenades, but they do have such a round buffer at this point that they can play risky with this kind of a setup. So it's gonna be quite cool to see this. And look at the bunny coming in from Olofmeister, the parkour moves from the Swedish superstar, but he's not gonna find himself a quick position to pick from.
They appear to be jumping sideways, Dan.
Indeed. And the push is readying here for Luminosity, looking for potentially even a contact play. As Cursory Flash goes over the top and the assault rains on in, but oh my goodness, Flasher in with 2 frags straight away, and the bomb laid to rest at his feet. But still, the Brazilian efforts, the war effort continues moving forwards, but there are still more challenges yet to be had here. Crims trying to rattle off some shots there from the behind the smoke, but Luminosity are in now, 3 versus 3.
The wrong side of the smoke is not going to make a difference for Olofmeister. Absolutely absurd shot there. Quickly fitting the numbers out. 2 versus 2 now. Everyone's dropping 1 by 1. Fer versus Olof. He's been a big problem. He's shooting in the right direction, but not finding the frag just yet behind the balls. And he's going to snap Fer as well. Match point Fnatic.
Fer gets lit up there right at the end. What an important clutch there from Olofmeister. This guy is definitely feeling himself at this point. 15-7. Match point indeed. Luminosity are on the brink of destruction. All of their dreams and hopes, desires are going to come crashing down here. This long run could be put to a stop right now beneath the iron fist of Fnatic.
Oh, denied. Remember that sound from Quake? Denied.
Denied.
All right, so Luminosity with maybe their last buy of this entire weekend, of their trip to Europe. The 2 new players have come a long way, but will they fail at the final stop? 3 AKs, 2 Tech 9s here for the Brazilian side.
And Crims is in a forward position here. He is hungry for those frags. Wants to chew through all of these players from Luminosity as he just lies in wait. Now, will Luminosity challenge his position behind the smoke, or will they just allow Fnatic to have all the positioning on the map that they want? Because right now, Fnatic, they've got way too much map control. The amount of options that they get from this is just frankly outrageous.
The mollies, all the nades coming in. That's a good close shot there by Fer, but they're going to need a lot more than that to survive this round. Crims still playing close, and we've seen maps where Crims has 40 bombs on Inferno. He is going to be a strong player, even in such a tight position, even against these pistols. But can he get the first back? Yes, he can. 2 more to fight, going for the spray, but he's going to get traded. It's going to force the rotation from flusha back onto the site. 4 versus 3. Luminosity only have 35 seconds, though, and they've got 2 towards A and 2 towards B.
And they are moving the bomb back towards the B-bomb site, and it seems that's the correct choice. Olofmeister's having a bit of a party by the A-bomb site, but no one else is invited at this point. flusha over by new boxes. In goes the push. There it is, the first frag. flusha. What a defense coming out from the man here. And there it is. Cole, he's going to trade onto flusha, but 1 versus 2. Dennis critically low. Can Cole make this happen? The time is of high importance right now. Has to get it planted. And there comes Dennis, and there he goes as quickly as he came. Cole in a one-on-one now. Olof coming from Banana. Can he smash the dreams of Luminosity? In goes the first set of nades to force Cold out of this position. There's the peak, and Olofmeister makes it happen. Fnatic are the Faceit Season 3 finale champions.
Was the final there, and Fnatic, they lapsed out of one era straight into what could possibly be the start of another. They had to dig deep. Luminosity pushed them hard, but on Inferno, they were just a cut above everyone else.
And I said it would be the perfect storyline for Luminosity won in that scenario, but it also ended up being a pretty good story for Fnatic because they had like a worthy challenger who'd pushed them. It was a map that they'd proven to be good on, but it's the map that started the Fnatic era way back in, I think it was in October. It's actually a Faceit event there. It was the Faceit Season 2 finals in October of 2014, and now that's the map that they win it on now. And again, they win it with really good CT play.
Definitely, and even though actually they started as a T I was surprised that after they won the knife round, they chose to start as terrorists. They lost the pistol round, they were down 3-0, and then they win nine rounds in a row on the T side, which is certainly a great feat.
And this seems to be the characteristic of this new look Fnatic, isn't it, Maniac? Their T sides are just off the chain.
Yeah, and this is actually typical Fnatic one I've saw, even though now Dennis is here instead of Pronax. You know, just constantly taking the middle, letting you guess if they're gonna do an A split, a B split, go back banana. So classical Fnatic's textbook play. perfectly executed, deserved win.
There was actually one round that they lost, which was the one where they sold a perfect fake onto B with only one man, and 4 people from Luminosity were rotated over, and they got into the A site cleanly because they were 4 versus 1 in there. It's almost like that's so difficult to sell that fake and not lose a man in doing so, you know, and get a 4-on-1 in the A site. You almost never do that. I mean, they actually lost the round, but just to highlight like the tactical adaptation we've seen with this new look Fnatic team.
Well, I think you know, that probably is evident of a little bit of, you know, you're in the final. It was super important for Luminosity. Maybe they were overthinking things. A little bit of panic set in. We talked about how they've had mental strength to even get to the final, but maybe a little bit of jitters.
I think they were a bit burned out as well.
Yeah.
Like you saw, suddenly you weren't seeing those crazy plays. You weren't seeing them have like a CZ and someone pop out and kill 2 people. They just looked actually like they'd regressed a little bit. They were just like a normal team again.
But you cannot really blame them.
No.
I mean,
Sure, yeah.
looking at the day they had, how much energy they had to put into just reach that final. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see later on we're going to have 2 replays, I think, and on them you will see how in the beginning of that first half where Fnatic won 9 rounds in a row, there were some minor mistakes, like really, really small mistakes from the LG players in their setups, which Olofmeister capitalized on and gave basically, because of that, two free rounds for Fnatic. And in a grand final against a team like Fnatic, there's simply no room for mistakes like that, because you give them a couple of free rounds, they're going to take some of them that by their awesome play, and you get a result like this one.
Yeah, and you know, I'm kind of a little bit disappointed that we didn't get the last map I thought we were going to get. I thought it might be a little bit back and forth, you know, and in the end, like you say, Luminosity, they just seem to run out of steam.
Well, I mean, this is what I actually expected in all the other series that they won in 2-1, which is like, okay, amazing battling the first couple of maps. Third map, especially because all these teams they're playing, TSM, Envious, they're supposed to be phenomenal Inferno teams. You'd expect on those ones this is what should have happened. You would have thought it had happened against Envious and then definitely against TSM, who was such a good team. The difference is those teams, they all fell apart in the clutch round situations. Whereas you saw at the end of this game here, even when Luminosity were trying their hardest, yeah, Olofmeister's just like no-scoping people and running in and killing everyone. So then there never really was the super clutch play on those other top teams. Yeah. Whereas this time you have to put the clutch factor over to the guys from Fnatic, actually.
And it's a bit of a strange situation because ultimately on day 1, after the 16-0, if you were to whisper in their ears and say, you're gonna make the final, they'd be happy, right? But are they going to have a chance of ever winning a final, you know, again with this lineup? I'm sure that's the question that's on their mind.
I don't really know if they have to think that far. I mean, if I was now Luminosity, all I would like recall from this tournament is a crazy comeback, being able to pick ourselves up even though getting beaten down in the first day 1. They played different maps against different teams, had very, very decent result. They just changed 2 players. I mean, they should just look forward and just try to focus on their weaknesses. But this is just something to build on, obviously. What
do you think, Yanko? Am I being a bit pessimistic? It's not like me, I know. But
no, I believe that, you know, the future is bright for both teams, given how little time they had to prepare after the roster changes. Even talking about their map vetoes throughout the tournament, it was hard to predict what maps are going to be the favored ones for them. Fnatic was also, the old Fnatic was also decent on overpass, which they are banning right now. So once they get some time to practice, once they get a chance to come up with some strats when their initial plans don't work, they're probably going to be an even stronger team, even though now they're still in that honeymoon phase, which we so often mention.
And, you know, Fnatic had looked a little bit shaky at points in the final. What was the deciding factor here that enabled them to, you know, win so comfortably when they needed to?
I mean, they did have a really good distribution of fragging over the final, actually. It wasn't just all on one person's shoulders, but we did see over the tournament the return of Olofmeister. He's come back to being like the carry player. And even if other people had times they were good, he was the guy who consistently was there. And I mean, yeah, when you have one of the best players in the world and they go off like that, you're going to have a good chance to win series.
I mean, again, I've got to say, we've talked a lot about JW's alleged slump, and, you know, it has been there. And we've talked about it in the past, and apparently, you know, he seems to have overcome it. I have just been told in my ear that they've resolved the audio issues that they've been having in the stadium. So I think we're going to be throwing over to the stage now with, of course, our stage host, Parla.
Thank you so much, Richard. Yes, I'm very sorry about that, everybody. Just a minor audio issue. Sometimes those things can happen when you are, of course, having a live show. But right now, what we are about to do is a cheeky little award show, sort of ceremony thing to end off the whole thing before I send it back to the guys over there. And so, I'm going to go through some awards for the Faceit season. 3 awards we have on this paper, the winners, so please, no one look. We have In-Game Leader Award, MVP Award, and the AWP Award. Some wonderful trophies there which have been personally made for this. And so, who'd like to know who's been voted for these? Is there anyone excited to see from these 2 teams? Thank you. All right, they were both, like, amazing, but there can only be one to win the In-Game Leader Award. And the winner is Fallen from Luminosity Gaming. Fallen, congratulations. This is your award here. I'm going to pick it up very carefully because it would be disastrous if it fell. Come over here, come over here. Ask me that on the mic. Hello, what's that? It's a trophy.
Second place? Second place?
No. This is for your in-game leading abilities. And can I have a quick word from you on that? Because you managed to pull off an amazing run through this tournament. Unfortunately, it came to an end at the very final moments.
Yeah, thank you. Indeed, we had a great tournament so far. I'm really excited about the future of this team. Thank you for this. Thanks, guys.
All right, well, congratulations. Give him a round of applause, and we will get going with the second award. Thank you, Fawn. You can head off stage now. Congrats. All right, now, for the second award, we are going to go with the AWP award. Who was the best with the green machine? Unless, of course, you have a skin, in which case it could be any color. Any guesses out there in the crowd of who it could be? The winner for the AWP award for the Faceit season finale is Fallen! Good to see you, sir. Please, here we go. It's not the Deagle, it's the AWP over here. Congratulations. You're pretty good with that thing.
Thank you, guys. That wasn't expected. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, what does it take to be as good as you are with the AWP?
Maybe 12 years playing.
Wow, well, I mean, you've done a fantastic job, and I'm sure that you can only do even greater things in the future.
Thank you, guys. No words for that. Thanks for this prize. I'm really excited that we could do all these matches in this tournament. Thank you guys from Faceit and DreamHack for having us there. Thank you all the sponsors, our friends, and even you guys, Swedish. I know some of you are cheering for us. Thanks, guys.
Congratulations. Thanks so much for your time. All right, now we have the final award of the evening. And it's the MVP award, the most valuable player. Who could it be? Who has, from the start of this tournament to the finish, absolutely done amazingly? 3 times lucky? The winner is none other than Olaf Meister! Congratulations, please do take your awards. When you heard about this, when you heard about the awards, did you expect to receive this?
I didn't hear about it, and I don't know. I just heard about it 1 second ago. I didn't really think. I'm just happy that we won.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we would have spoken to you about the audio issues. I mean, overall, just are you happy with the performance of this competition from your whole team, not just yourself?
Yeah, of course. I'm really, really happy, and I think Dennis is improving for every game, and we're improving for like every game together as a team as well. So I'm so happy. I'm just looking for a good future.
All right, well, in the future, maybe more of these awards to come then.
I hope so, but I hope we win more.
There we go. Congratulations, Olaf. Nice one, dude. You can head off stage. That is it for this award ceremony. We've got 2 awards for Fallen and 1 for Olaf Meister. Amazing, amazing stuff by all of those guys. Now, we're going to head back over to the desk for the guys to close everything out.
Yep, thanks a lot for that, Parla. Yeah, the guys are a bit confused with what was going on there, but they got there in the end, and it's good to see Fallen pick up some awards. He didn't seem too despondent about second place, which is good. Maybe it points to the fact that they are indeed really, really pleased with the run that they've had. Anyway,
I wish I knew Portuguese so I could take those Fallen lessons. Maybe I wouldn't suck so much as a player.
Maybe, mate, maybe. Although perhaps maybe not. But let's break the last map down. You picked out some clips, of course, Janko. You were on the machine again with your goggles on. So what have you picked out for us?
Yeah, I mentioned those minor mistakes that LG players made early in the half that probably cost them the whole map. So this was the first gun round, actually. You can see their setup. They want to pressure mid, stack on mid, but this guy that just died, Taco, right? So his job was to watch apps exactly because of this, because, players, intelligent players, all of Meister got the call from his teammates. Okay, they're stacking Cat, with 2 guys, 3 guys, whatever. So he just pushed apps. He took a risk because, he'll have a duel there at worst. So Taco doesn't watch apps. He turns around, a millisecond too late. Olaf manages to kill him, spray to the other guy. The third guy who was on short, he was already traded with, and that's like a first gun round for Fnatic. So the point of this round is Taco shouldn't have turned to watch mid until both of his teammates died, because at that point they probably wouldn't expect him. He's kind of a joker, but if Olaf did what he did and Taco had his crosshair set at the balcony, he would probably get that kill. Then maybe he could have helped his teammate on mid, and they could have possibly won that round, and then they would be up 4-0. Fnatic on an eco, you're probably up 5-0. You see how the story goes.
I do, and indeed, it was like Luminosity went to pieces faster than a leper in a wind tunnel because they made more mistakes, like this one you highlighted for us here.
Yeah, so this is another gun round. You can see Fallen with the op pushing apps, gets an initial kill. After that, you can see how Taco, who was again with him, he starts to fall back. He isn't sure if he wants to stay there or if he wants them to fall back. Probably Fallen makes the call. Yeah, I want to stay here, but you see how, from his point of view, from Taco's point of view, when he starts going back, Fallen is in his crosshair. When he sees Olaf again, the culprit, gets another 2 free kills, basically, opens up the side for his team, another free round for Fnatic.
Taco must be a huge fan of Olaf Meister. He wanted to see him back at his best, winning MVP awards.
What did you make of it all? Sort of how it started coming a little bit unstitched for Luminosity.
Well, I think this was the classical steamrolling Fnatic. The problem with them is that when you start losing rounds at the beginning, they are so clever at capitalizing on your mistakes. So as soon as you get like 5, I think it was at some point 5-3 for Fnatic, I knew Luminosity was in big trouble because they have so much diversity in their T-play, as we've mentioned earlier. It's extremely hard to come back against them when they have a good start on T-side Inferno.
So Duncan, it was a bit of a strange tournament overall. There was some strange results, some upsets, some 16-0s, some big names going out in positions that you wouldn't have expected. Can we draw anything about Fnatic and whether or not we are going to see a new Fnatic era based on the strangeness overall of the results?
The thing is, just like with Luminosity, I wouldn't just be like, well, now they're instantly a top 4 team and they're better than all those teams they beat. No, the thing with VP, the thing with Envious, the thing with TSM is we know they're fantastic teams, not just because of this result. We've seen these lineups play many great tournaments, and it doesn't matter if they had a letdown here. With Fnatic and Luminosity, we still haven't seen quite enough of these new lineups. Both very promising and in different ways. Fnatic, particularly because we've seen a couple of the maps they're very strong on, like being very strong on Inferno adds a whole new wrinkle to it because that's a map where someone like VP doesn't necessarily like it. The other teams are going to want to play it, so maybe that sets them up to be very strong. I think from that angle, they could be a top team. Just as when Envious broke out and they had the new lineup and they were beating everyone, you couldn't just outright say, yeah, they're going to be the best for 6 months. I think we still need to see Fnatic tested a bit more, because remember, they only really had to battle VP and then Luminosity here. Actually, Luminosity did them a favor. They never had to play a TSM team who used to beat them all the time, never had to play the new Envious. So what I want to see now is, I've seen quite a lot from Fnatic, very impressive stuff. Now I want to see them go against VP in a different tournament. I want to see them play against TSM. I want to see them play against Envious.
Yeah, what do you guys have to say about the Fnatic potential?
I think Duncan has it right. I mean, extremely promising. I think it's pretty impressive how quickly Dennis took part of the team, and you could actually see that things were rolling even though they had a new lineup, or a new roster, I would say. I also want to mention that this diversity I saw, mostly on the T sides, makes me want to say congratulations to Flusha. Obviously, Pronax was the Supermind, Mastermind team leader, but now Flusha obviously taking over in-game leader. Still, Fnatic extremely clever as T, being able to diversify their game, so that's pretty promising for the future if he keeps on that way.
Janko?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, great tournament for them, great performance. The question is, can they keep this level up? What's going to happen in a couple of weeks at ESCL, ESCA Pro League?
It's a mouthful, mate. Just call it Pro League, yeah?
It's been a long day, so yeah.
Right. That's finished strong, boys. That's finished strong. Anyway, well, I guess it is time to finish. You can see there the Fnatic guys. They're getting mobbed by their adoring fans. And perhaps we'll do the same as we exit the stage. So I just want to say it's been awesome doing a desk. You guys have been killing it, Maniac. It's great to see you doing so well in the analysis desks. And Janko, it's good to see you.
That was predictable.
I'm kidding. Come on, Brofist. Sadly, don't make another Reddit thread. I've had enough of those for one day. And of course, Duncan, always a pleasure. No doubt I will see you on by the numbers. But what we need to do now is obviously close the show. So, as we always say, DreamHack is, of course, one big family. It's all a big team effort. We want to thank all of the fans for watching. That's you, all of the fans that filled this stadium and gave us an amazing atmosphere. All of the competitors that gave us some wonderful games. And of course all of the sponsors that make it possible, which are Intel, HyperX, Razer, Monster Energy, ISO, Alienware, Alpha Draft, Bringers of Six, Skrilla, and Unicorn. And of course, thanks to our coverage partner who brought you this unfolding story, that is theScore eSports. You can go to theScoreesports.com, download the app so you don't miss the next one. And we'll even show you a video of how to use it coming up on the break. Anyway, from the Faceit Season 3 finale live at DreamHack Winter 2015, that's it. Have a good night.